Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Big Easy Busking. In Big Easy Busking, you're going to be playing as a band manager. This game has been published by Weird Giraffe Games, and in this game, you're going to be managing your band members' energy to play songs to gain the favor of the crowd, and doing so, bringing more income into your band, and the person with the most income at the end of the game will win. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll give you a general idea how to play the game, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Big Easy Busking. In Big Easy Busking, you're going to be trying to gain the audience favor at these different venues through 3 rounds of the game, and the person with the most money at the end of the game will win. Now, this is a 1 to 5 player game, and there is a solo variant for this game that we're not really going to be going over, but know that it exists, so you can play this game solo. We're going to be mainly going over the competitive multiplayer mode for this game. Setup for this game is pretty easy. You have this little stack of specialty cards here. These are the cards with your abilities down here on the bottom that you could have during the game. You're going to shuffle this out and put one out, and then you're going to shuffle up this deck of songs, and you're going to put 2 beside this, and then put these little 1 tokens beside it. I'll tell you what those mean in a second. Then you're going to set up the market here and place out 3 new songs. Additionally to that, you're going to shuffle up this deck of venues, and you're going to place 3 out for the first round, 4 out for the second round, and 5 out for the third round and final round of the game. Then you're going to take these tokens, randomly select 1 for each of these, and that is going to tell you what the audience is going to favor at each of these venues. Then you're going to get each player to pick a color. They're going to get the matching color for their band. So you're going to have your 3 band members, and each of them are going to get 4 energy cubes. 3 energy cubes will be left over. They'll be put off to the side, and they're going to get their 3 starting songs that they can use throughout the game. Along with that, they're also going to start with 3 money, and you'll hand each player one of these turn sequence cards so they know what they can do during the game and during their turns. Then you'll put out the money so everyone can reach it, and you'll put these out so that you can pop those out for the new venues to get shown in the next round. All right, so how do you play this game? Well, this game's going to go over 3 rounds, and each round you're going to take turns. You're going to take turns until you pass. And on your turn, you're going to follow a turn sequence. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to finish any songs. I don't have any songs out there, so I don't finish any songs. Then I can tip. So if I want to tip, basically what that would be is I can change any of these dollar currencies here into energy, and I can place those energy on any of my band members. You can see why that might be important in the future, but for now, we're not going to do that. And remember, your money is what matters for winning the game, so you want to be careful on how much you spend. The next thing is you can perform an action. So you can pick one of the actions. You can learn a song. So if I want to learn a song, I can pick one of these songs on the top row here, and I will pay 1 energy from each band member to pick this up. Now, learning a song doesn't actually mean that I played the song. Learn the song means I can put it into my hand to be played later on. Now, one thing you're going to notice is some of these songs take up a lot more energy than others. Like this one here is going to cost 4 energy to do this song. It's going to be 2 from the saxophone player and 2 from the drummer, but some of these are pretty nice here for this party song, lighter, easy one to play, 1 energy and 1 energy. You'll notice that most of your starting cards, you'll have one that has 1 energy for each of the band members, but the other 2 will be 2. So we're getting into playing a song in a second here, because that's what we're going to do next. The next thing you could do is play a song. So if I want to play a song, I will put it out here to where I want, and I'm going to try to look to see what matches. So here, these symbols match, so I want to go out there. And now this will require 1 energy from each of my band members. And the reason why it cost 1 energy from all my band members is that this little part right here shows how much you have to pay for each. So I had to pay one from each. So I took one energy from each of my band members and I placed it here when where it's matching. Now I didn't need to place it somewhere that's matching. I could have put it anywhere else, but you're going to see why that matters when we go to finish a song. Now, the other thing you do on your turn is pass. Now, one thing I did gloss over here is for learning a song. Well, learning a song, you can learn these songs. They'll cost you the same 3 energy, one from each band member, but plus an additional energy. And then you get to take this and you place this in your play area. And after you've played the song, instead of going to your discard pile that you can use next round, it goes back up to here and it flips over. And now that costs 5 energy, 1 from each band member and 2 additional energy for someone to pick up. And one of them will have a special ability here where this says you may spend $1 to transfer up to 3 energy tokens from your reserve to your band members, which is really, really cool. So know that those are here, but you're generally not going to probably be using them. You're probably going to be picking up from here, but they are an option if you need it. So that's the different things you can do on your turn. Let's head back to your second turn. So your second turn, you're going to finish a song. Well, I do have one on here. So the first thing I get to look at is, do the symbols match? And if the symbols match, I have a choice. I can transfer all these over here and I gain $1. If I do that, I'll gain the $1 and I'll put it here. I could transfer 1 or as many as I want and place the rest on band members so I can play songs in the future if I want. But I don't get $1. Now the other thing that can happen is if I put this song over here, then it doesn't match, so I have to transfer all the energy to this. Either way, so let's say I went up here and I transferred all 3 and I got my buck. This card would be discarded, so put it face down there, and it wouldn't be usable until the next round. So now that I have that over there, every other player is going to take their turn until everyone passes doing those things. At the end of the round, this is the stuff that resolves. So first things that resolve is we look at each of these places here. The person who has the most cubes in this area is going to get the $4. If anyone, including the person who had the most cubes in this area, has, in this case, at least 2 cubes in here, they'll gain $2. Doesn't matter who it is. If you have 2 cubes, you're going to gain $2. So in this case, I had the most cubes. I had 3 here. I gained $5, but then I would also gain, because I had 2 or more cubes in there, $2. That's how these areas would resolve. Then after that, we would clear these venues out and we put 4 new venues in and put new markers out on each. We would reset your player board here so that every band member had 4 energy again. You would take your discarded cards and place them back in your play area here so you can play them. And you would begin another round. Doing the same thing. So you'd be taking your actions. You would go until you passed, and then when you passed, you go into the third round. In the third round, you're going to have 5 venues out. You'll reset all your player board back to 4 energy each. You would gain all your songs again, and you would continue until everyone passed, and then that would end the game, and you would score the venues one last time, and the player with the most money at the end of the game will win. So in a really quick nutshell, that is how you play Big Easy Busking. Now, a couple other things I wanted to mention real quick is you have to be very conservative on picking up cards from here. You're going to probably want to capitalize on your starting playlist and be very careful when you pick these cards up, because paying 3 energy to do so is a lot, and you may not be able to play at as many venues as you want, and it's just, you're probably going to be getting like probably 2 to 3 songs additionally by the end of the game. So keep that in mind. You will probably want to capitalize on these. This game is all about efficiency, so you want to try to be as efficient as possible. Now, another thing I wanted to mention too real quick is you can get an expansion for this, which is a little mini expansion. And this little mini expansion right here is called the French Quarter expansion. This one here includes 3 additional song cards and some really cool components. So here's our 3 additional song cards that you can have in here, and these are going to be the special song cards that I talked about there. So you only ever put out 1. And you also get these really cool sleeves here. These are really nice to sleeve up your cards. You will also get to replace these cubes. So like I have these yellow cubes out. These yellow cubes will be replaced by these really cool saxophones. And then you have these ones for the purple. I think these are called forteliers. I can't pronounce it. But anyway, you get these for the purple. You'll get these for the white, which is going to be your trumpets. You will get these for the black colored ones, and I think that's drums. And then in here you will get alligators here for your green player. So you get these really cool components in with this French Quarter expansion, really cool sleeves. So if you love the game, I would highly recommend picking up this expansion because it's really nice to have these really cool custom meeples for each of these things. So let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on Big Easy Busking. So I like Big Easy Busking. The component quality for it is great, especially for a small game publisher. Now they do have an expansion on there which will upgrade all the components on here. So if you really like the game, you may want to check out that expansion. It would probably be really great to pick up as I described in the video itself. And the game itself is really solid. So what this game I think needs is, if you play it a lot, is another expansion. To add some more variety to the game, because the game can be slightly samey, and I don't know how much replayability without some further content the game is going to really last. But overall, I don't want to down them too much because the game is really well designed. It's a very solid game and it is a lot of fun. I just feel that it could get a little samey after time, which can be a thing. But this would be a great game to occasionally bring out and play. It's very, very easy to teach, but I would say that it might be contradicting myself a little bit. It might be a little harder for people that don't play board games very often because there's a little nuancy rules, as you saw in the video, that can trip up some people with the game. So it's not necessarily like for people that have never played board games before, but people who've played board games before, like the more modern ones, they should be able to get this pretty quick and have a pretty easy teach. So yeah, overall this game seems to be really best for like the casual gaming crowd. However, however, I think it might be a little difficult to initially grasp some of the stuff for it. Either way though, I mean, it's a good game. I think that just if you play this game, just expansion in the future would really bring more replayability to the game itself. As it is, it's probably a good occasional game to play every once in a while, bust it out and have a couple games of it. It's not going to be one that you're going to want to play repeatedly because, like I said, it's probably going to feel a little samey. But that's my thoughts on Big Easy Busking. Thank you for watching.